is that we need to probably think back to New England at home. That kind of siege mentality type spirit now, where results really matter. And I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction for the team tomorrow. We've got everybody available. As you know, Pozuelo will be available for selection tomorrow. He's give the squad a real boost. Bryce Duke took about 15 jabs to the ribs on Wednesday night. His X-rays show no clear, but he's obviously very sore in the ribs. But the boy wants to play. And you saw the other night the impact of Gonzalo had on the team when he came on. So we've got a hungry team. All our substitutes and game changers want to start tomorrow. So it's about picking the right team with the right freshness, with the right system to get the 3 points, which are massively important in what's going to be probably one of the biggest weeks in the club's history, with Barcelona coming up on Tuesday.
We'll get started with questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll start with Michelle. Go ahead.
What have you seen from Pozuelo so far? I mean, I know he's just trained and you haven't seen him in a game yet, but what are you seeing and what do you think he'll add?
Well, I think two things really. It's probably the reaction on and off the pitch, the reaction from our players. You speak to Victor Ulloa and how much he thinks of Pozuelo. You think of Federico Higuain. I think Fede said he's the best player he's ever played against in this league. Spoke to Jim briefly the other night, and he just made a sort of like an off the cuff comment about, with Pozuelo, good luck with Pozuelo, he'll get you in the playoffs type comment, which shows you the respect that he's got in this league. So he comes with an aura, he comes with a reputation, and now he has to deliver. And he's fitted in really well with the group, I've got to say. And the only adaptation, I suppose, will be that he's only had 2 days training in the last 10 days and in the Florida heat. So that's the only adaptation that he'll have to do. But in terms of experience in this league, he knows how to play in this league, he knows how to win in this league, and he knows how to perform in this league. And it's the performance bit that is the reason we signed him.
Next question, Franco.
So is he ready to go from the start, do you think, or is because of the
Well, I think I have a meeting with him after this press conference today. I feel as it's this moment in time that in the second half of the season, that you haven't got much time to wait around to make decisions that will get you victories. So we'll speak after this press conference. We'll see how he feels. I think he's ready. I think he's the type of player where experience will cover up some of the physical shortcomings he might have in this next 5-6 days. And his connection in the training sessions over the last couple of days with Gonzalo, with Mota, it's been really good. So we'll see how he feels after the press conference. He's trained this morning, and we'll make a decision tomorrow whether he starts or whether he comes on and impacts the game. Pardon? 5 subs helps. And we know that substitutes have been really important for us. And tomorrow, what we have more depth on the bench, and that will help us.
Next question, Jose. Then back to Michelle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the Ari won't be available for this weekend. It's probably 7 days away, probably, maybe a bit more. He's not jogging yet, or he's just about to jog. In terms of Eddie, we've obviously got 4 to 5 wingers on the roster, and this boy we believe in a lot, and this boy we believe that needs to be given the best opportunity to at some point become an Inter Miami regular. And for that, me and Chris spoke with Darren Powell, with Eddie, and we do believe he needs to be playing probably a level up in terms of competition than the MLS Next Pro. The MLS Next Pro, I think, has been a fantastic tournament so far with great games, but at the end of it, we're sending him to El Paso. It's away from his comfort zone. It's playing competitive football, away from everything that we have here. And I think that will be really good for his development on and off the field. His concentration, his development, his ability to compete for a place in an environment where he's playing sort of like men's football, and we don't want him to stagnate and to start drifting back. So he went away. He went away with his national team and was outstanding, and we want to keep that feel good factor for him. And we feel as if this is part of his development. And I think from now to the end of the season, we may do that with some of the other young boys that are coming through that we want to expose, that we want to get the best level of football that we can for them. And that's something that we're planning. And if the right opportunity comes around, then we'll make that loan move.
Back to Michelle and then Austin.
I want to ask about Gonzalo. Obviously, he had a big goal the other day. See him training today, energized, having a new teammate that's from Spain.
Yeah.
Respects and everything. Obviously, you mentioned it the other night.
And you've got to give them the platform to score goals, to have impacts in games. And I thought the other night when he came on, he looked really sharp and he looked really up for it. And his goal was world class, really. His goal was world class. We counted the number of shots that we had in the game from outside the box, from distance. And it was like 6 and 7, and he had one shot from outside the box and with his weaker foot and went into the top right hand corner. So he has that quality. What I've noticed with Gonzalo over the last 5 weeks is that he's thinking so much about the team. And goal scorers, sometimes their first thought is about themselves and about scoring goals. That's their mentality, and that's what makes them great. But he's thinking about the team. He's thinking about how does he finish as a champion? How does he finish his career at Inter Miami as a champion? How does he get us into the playoffs? And the work that he's doing with the younger players, Emerson and Motta and Gregory and Leo, he's helping them so much. He's become a father figure for a lot of players in the team, and I have the utmost respect for him. And he will be a big player for us from now to the end of the season.
Next question, Austin and Andrea.
How you doing, Phil? I wanted to ask about the game tomorrow. Obviously, a coaching change in Charlotte since the last time you played them. They've had a couple of different types of results since you played them as well. Wondering what you're expecting from them and how you plan to go about the match.
Well, I think their form has got better since the change, or they've become more consistent since I think they've always been quite formidable at home, and on the road they dropped points a lot earlier in the season. Now that they seem to be picking up points now away from home. I thought the game in Charlotte was a game that we should have won. We created a lot of chances. We played really well, and we didn't get our just rewards. And their home form has taken them, I think, the 2 or 3 places above us in the table. So we need to get the points tomorrow to catch them up, to compete with them, and to overtake them. I feel as if their system is similar to what they played over with the last manager. I think they've got good experience. But you look at the 2 fullback positions, Fuchs and Orful, got really good experience in the MLS that I like. I like their draft pick, Bender. I think he's had a really good impact. Swiderski, he looks lively as a DP, and we know that Christian McCoon's a really good young player. So they've got really good players. They've got a goalkeeper. I think is probably one of the most impressive keeper in our conference outside of Drake Callender this season. They're an expansion team who's doing really well, and we need to make sure that we start the game fast and we concentrate on us doing the things that make us really difficult to beat at home.
And we'll do last 2 questions, Andrea and Franco.
A lot of young players. How do you think that could impact them? Talk about a little bit about Campina and maybe
Have they signed Silver as well? Every day they seem to sign a world-class player. And let's not talk about Barcelona. No, I went through their. We have a. I don't know what his title is, Xavi. What's his title at this football club?
Chief Business Officer.
Chief Business Officer, who used to play for Barcelona and used to play. Well, he wishes he played for Barcelona. Please don't tell him that. Who obviously worked at Barcelona, and I said to him the other day, I messaged him saying, "Could you text me Barcelona's team?" And when he sent it through, I said, I just erased it straight away because there was talk of Lewandowski as well signing. So. No, I mean they're a fantastic team, and like I say, I think it's the biggest match in the club's history. First time this stadium's ever been sold out for an Inter Miami game. It's so important on so many levels, and I'd say categorically that every single player will want to play in that game. Somebody said the other night about tiredness, and I give a little bit speech to the team about the best players in the world don't get tired. The best players in the world play every single minute of every single game. And why do they do that? Because they do everything right. They do everything right in their lives to make sure that they can perform on a Tuesday and a Saturday and a Tuesday and a Saturday. And we have sports science all the way around the world telling us about recovery and rest. And I've always been of the mindset of not really thinking about the recovery and rest, of just keeping on that treadmill and keep running and keep going, because eventually you'll just become so drillable that you don't feel the tiredness. And we have these players that some days they come in and their body language suggests that they are a little bit tired, and we just keep beating the drum with them, because that's the only way you'll get durable. And I think the modern player has had that much drummed into him in education about recovery and stretching and recovery and ice baths. And when I think sometimes I look at the tennis tournament now in England, they play every 2 days and they train in between. So they don't get a rest day. They don't get a recovery day. And they're playing 5, 6 sets, and they're playing 6, 7 matches to get to a Wimbledon final. You think of Nadal and Djokovic and, they go through a tournament without rest. So it is possible. It is possible. There's other sports, there's other walks of life. You think about the soldiers that go to war, they don't get rest days. They just keep going. So it's a mentality thing. And I look at this week as a big mentality thing, as do you want to play against Charlotte, Barcelona and in the Yankee Stadium on Saturday? If I was a footballer and my old legs could do it, I would say yes. And I wouldn't want to be rested, and I wouldn't want to be substituted, and I wouldn't want a day off. And that's a mentality thing. So hopefully this week we'll see the energy in the team. When you have 20,000 people here and you have our supporters celebrating what will be the biggest, then you find energy. And the most important thing is to concentrate on tomorrow's game, get through tomorrow's game, get the right result. And then we can have a real celebration on Tuesday night and celebrate, this football club and how far it's come in such a short space of time.
Franco?
I waffled a bit then. Sorry, I was.
Good tangent, that's good.
Switching gears back to your team, what's your analysis of the left back situation? Chris has played there for much of the year, and not his natural position. I think he's held up pretty well by and large. It's not his natural. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with me, but what's your analysis of their? Is it in the last game? And I think Austin asked the post game about a lot of the attacks came down the right
side.
DeAndre and Robert, he had that threat on the left. Emerson didn't have that experience. So what's your analysis of the left back situation? How do you get more out of that, given that you guys need goals? And I saw last week you put a lot more numbers.
Yeah, well, I think like when you look at like when Lassiter plays, we don't really have a discussion about right side, left side, and I think I said it after the game the other night. I thought Emerson dribbled inside but stayed inside, which meant that there was a big gap. And we did encourage. We did say to Chris McVeigh, release the shackles a little bit, let off the lead, and get forward. I think Chris has been probably our best player this season, most consistent player, played in every minute of every game. Apart from the US Open Cups where we rested him, I think in the first half against, and what Chris has at this moment in time, and it's it's unlucky for Jovin, for Kieran, for Noah, is that he's had great consistency in his performance, and the guys next to him he makes better, the guys in front of him he makes better. He's just an absolute manager's dream. I heard someone say the other day, I think it was Robert Taylor, who's a bit of a joker, saying that McVeigh's my son. Him and Harvey are my son because he plays in every game, and I always shout his name on the touchline. But he's such a reliable character. You have one of those guys in every team that you rely on. His best position is centre back. Eventually, I think he will be a centre back for this football club. But at this moment in time, he's doing such a good job at left back that he's keeping out international players like Jones and Noah and Gibbs, and he's providing real stability for us. Now, what we've said to him, and we've discussed it with him, and he wants it. He wants to be let off the leash a little bit because he's quite dangerous when he gets forward. You think about the goal against Portland, an inner lap, and he crossed the ball for Campagna to score. He wants to do more of that, but it depends who's in front of him, whether it's Robert, whether it's Indy, whether it's Emerson, whether it's Cole. It means different things for the team. And in the last game, we did ask him to get forward a little bit more, and there was an unbalance in our attacks. But we've addressed that. We've looked at that and addressed that, and we do want a dual attack. And we want to make sure that we use DeAndre a little bit more than what we're doing. And DeAndre gets into real good positions high, and sometimes we just don't make that pass to him. So we've been working on that in the last couple of days. Is he here, Ali?
Alejandro Pozuelo, your pro.
Where do you want us? Which way? That way? Front way, back way? He asked me if you wanted to play tomorrow. We'll see.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.